previously said that the synagogue, what's happening there is supposed to protect us, and I heard these folk stories that during wartime bombs were flying all over, and only the synagogue where the Jews prayed remained standing. On the one hand, yes, but on the other hand, there were the opposite cases where the Jews were collected into the synagogue and burned there. So it's really important what goes on in the synagogue, not the fact that we're there, but what's supposed to be happening inside there that's not happening at the moment. Yeah. So maybe we can talk a bit about what's supposed to be happening there from what we do know. For instance, we know that at the synagogue there's the Holy Ark, Aron HaKodesh, with the big book of Torah. Look, in the past it was in the temple. Each synagogue, Beit Knesset, is like a kind of a temple. So at the temple, we also had all of these signs. I want to say signs because we're talking about the higher force, which we attain only between us, in the connection between us, where the Aron Kodesh, the Holy Ark, is the Kli, the vessel, and in it, the Book of Torah, or the tables of covenant, the angels, and everything there was back then in Jerusalem until it disappeared and we lost it because we're no longer capable of keeping it and we don't deserve it, that it will even exist among us as such corporeal signs, because as we lose our spiritual root, also its corporeal branch disappears from us. And therefore, if we can't connect between us such that we will build a mutual spiritual vessel, then it means that the bait, the home, the vessel of holiness is destroyed between us. That has to be the mutual heart of being as one man and one heart. And then that building, which is simply stones, is also destroyed. There is no holiness in the stones if there is no holiness in the heart, because the heart, it becomes the stony heart. And then also these bricks, out of which suppose the western wall is built of, and other buildings that existed, then really there's nothing about them aside from a symbol and only. And just as our heart is empty, so is this symbol empty. We first of all have to bring back the Shekhinah, godliness, into our hearts, into our connection, and then we will discover that it too, this Shekhinah, it speaks of the greatness of the Creator, the force of the Creator, the force of love, mutual love, connection. This also dwells on the entire people and also over Jerusalem of above and of below. First of all, we have to correct our hearts. So while people are in synagogues doing the different ceremonies, they can feel something, but all in all, it's a psychological feeling, and that's it. So what's supposed to be there? There's supposed to be a connection. If it exists between people, then the connection, it has to be so powerful that the mutual bestowal will reveal, the mutual proximity, where really all the hearts, they melt into one heart. And then in this one heart we feel love that ties us together, that dwells among us, and in that we will start feeling the revelation of the Creator, where the upper force is also revealed in our mutual collective heart. This is actually what we have to achieve by gathering, by coming together. And then our gathering will be called a kli, a vessel of connection, or a bait, a home of gathering, Bet Knesset, the synagogue.